Hey guys, it's Nikki here, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about part 2 of the cattiness responses from students. So let's go ahead and get started with today's question. The question that was posted by a teacher was this. They asked, what's your best response when a kid bugs you to grade their late work and has copped an attitude with you? So the first thing I want to say is that being on the same page with your students, like for me back in the day, I thought this was ridiculously hard, but it's actually easier than you think. And the first step is to be prepared for these types of situations on your syllabus. Okay. So the reason why I say this is that that kind of snarky type response usually manifests itself in an email. So, and that makes it a little bit easier. And so you want to be able to refer back to your syllabus when you receive those types of emails from students that say things like, oh, I saw you put grades in and all my work is turned in late, but I saw that you graded all these assignments. When are you going to get my assignments done already if you've already graded? You know what I mean? Like those kinds of emails that you undoubtedly get, and I've gotten them as well. So all you have to do at this point is you can write an email back and you can say, dear student, thank you so much for your email. And this is where the syllabus comes in. So you say, please see page 3 of the syllabus for more information on the grading policy. I've attached a snippet or a clip here for your review. And then you can have your grading policy attached to the email or just copied. That way it's coming from the syllabus and it's not like a snarky response back from you. So an example grading policy could be something like, and I incorporated a lot of information here. Some of this might not even be necessary, but for an example grading policy, you could say grades will be updated on a weekly basis or however often you grade, extenuating circumstances excluded, so that students can remain current on grades and feedback. Regarding late work, all assignments will be carried over to the following week. Additionally, both students and parents will receive either a notification from PowerSchool, provided that their notification settings are turned on, and or an email from me indicating that grades are ready for viewing. Note, if you do not receive either of these, an email or a PowerSchool notification, please contact me to have your information updated in the system. If you have any further questions, please let me know, and I'd be happy to direct you to the proper resources. Thank you. And then you sign your name. So what a lot of teachers do in instances like these is usually like one of 3 things. Most teachers just don't respond to those emails. They just ignore it entirely. B, some will get snarky back with the student. However, this is not my recommendation because it diminishes your credibility and your professionalism. Also, it doesn't teach them anything. And then, or C, some teachers will take forever to grade the assignment to spite the student. So obviously, none of those really fall within the realm of respectful or professional, but really the question we have to ask ourselves is, does this type of response, however we may respond, does this hold the student accountable? So in the case of these 3 types of typical responses, the answer is no. And that is because we're kind of like the first line of defense as teachers. So the 2 main things to remember here are that A, prepare for these situations by having a policy in your syllabus that you can reference, right? It's easy to pull up. And this is what you are going to stand on when you do receive an email like this. And it's not going to reduce your credibility or anything like that. It's going to make you really look like you know what you're doing, right? And it also takes all the cattiness out of the situation and all the emotions and frustration, because you can just copy and paste and done. And the situation's taken care of. B, this was something that I struggled with in my second year teaching. I had a personal situation going on at that time, and I did not do a good job of keeping grades updated as best as I could. And I also know that it's not the funnest part of the job, but let's just be honest. If we do keep our grades updated regularly, it keeps a lot of issues at bay, and it keeps a lot of this from happening when we don't procrastinate on putting grades in. And I know it's such a pain in the butt, but for me, now that I'm in my 9th year teaching, I have really figured out, okay, I grade 1 day a week, and that is Fridays. So that really helps me to have my weekends and then start the week fresh on Monday, but you'll figure out a system that works for you. So also sending an email to keep the parents aware and updated on any kind of grading updates or things like that. That is really helpful, and it keeps a lot of frustration and fear at bay with regards to grades. And the questions that do pop up, they're more genuine and more sincere, because like for example, this year, every single week when I update grades, I always send an email. It's very short, and it just says, hey guys, just want to let you know that grades are updated, please have a look, and if you have any questions, just let me know. And I rarely get any responses back, but on the occasion that I do, it's usually from the same parent who's trying to keep track of their child and their grades and stuff, and to make sure that they're doing well in the class. And in that way, the situation is much more manageable, because I'm working with, just 1 or 2 kids instead of like a whole class period. So another thing is that while we may, as teachers, we may think, we've been teaching for a long time, and that we shouldn't have to teach proper email etiquette. The thing is, though, is that if we do think like that, we're really only setting ourselves up for a situation like these to happen, with the snarkiness and stuff. And it's really hurting the students by not showing them the proper way, because they're just not getting this education anywhere. So if not with us, then with whom, right? So we're also not doing anything in our personal situations that's going to help our case if the situation were to become bigger than what it was. And that was what happened with me my second year teaching with the grades and stuff. The situation got so far out of hand, and it became so personal and just vicious and toxic. And I don't want anybody to be in that kind of a situation. So responding in a situation like this it's not helpful if we're snarky, or we, grade things late, if we try to spite the students, or if we write back in a snarky way, or maybe we just don't respond. Those situations can cause the situation to really get out of hand very quickly. So, and also additionally to that, you don't know what student or which parent is going to make a case about this, right? And you want to be squeaky clean. You want your record and your professional integrity to be squeaky clean. So we don't want to come across in our emails as snarky and rude, or angry or disgruntled, right? Because what's going to happen is that parent-student combo, if they are looking for like a gotcha moment, then they're going to take advantage of every little thing that you've ever said or not said in an email, right? Among many other things, I'm sure. Also, the other thing to remember here is that Zers, Gen Zers in particular, they do have very high expectations for their teachers, because they've got the instant grading system. So they do have these high expectations, and it's really embedded in their psyche since they were very small. So the thing that I think that we have to remember is that since they have such high expectations for us, and they do spend a lot of time with us, we always need to be professional in our communication. So also just some key adjustments that you can do to this strategy is that instead of copying and pasting the policy, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can always link the page. You can have it as a link so that the student actually has to search and click for the information. Or you can just say, please see syllabus on page XYZ, so that they actually have to go find the information themselves, which I think is a great idea. Also, I know another teacher who attaches a sample email template for his students to use when he receives a snarky email or a catty email from a student, and he phrases it perfectly well. He will say, thank you so much for your email. As per the syllabus, this is my grading policy. Additionally, I've attached a student email template that demonstrates how to properly compose an email to staff members for future reference. So, and then, he'll just kind of close it out, and he'll say, for future reference, if you have any additional questions or would like more information on this topic, please don't hesitate to reach out. And then I will go ahead and attach the template. Let me see if I have it. Yeah, I think I have it, but I'll go ahead and attach the template. If you don't have it, just shoot me an email and I'll send that to you. But anyway, I just wanted to go over this with you. And if you need help with anything, please feel free to reach out. And I do have an email guide that will help literally any teacher solve any problem when it comes to student emails and things like that. So if you have any questions, reach out, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you.